Welcome back, folks, to another continuation of my Mega Man X4 Let's Play. This time we're going to be playing as Zero and seeing his story, which is the more impactful, more emotionally driven of the two. And it's my preferred route of Mega Man X4. I feel that the game, as Zero gets more powerful, the game is more made towards Zero. But we're going to go ahead and skip the opening movie, as we already saw in X's gameplay. Now, before we get into selecting characters, you can get the Ultimate Armor X or Black Zero by inputting some combination of buttons. I'll let Future Phil put that in there, and I'll go ahead and let you enjoy that cutscene.
Who are you?
My masterpiece.
But who are you?
After him, he is my nemesis. Our rivalry is what gives me motivation in life. Now go. Destroy him. That's an order.
But wait!
Emergency, all Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
The same dream again.
All Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
And with that, we get almost all but confirmed that Zero is made by somebody that's close to the Mega Man series, the classic series. But we're going to get launched into the Sky Lagoon with Zero, and the first part is going to play pretty much the same. You're going to have to get to the core where Dragoon is, and all that good stuff. But Zero is much more a close-range fighter than X. He has a 3-hit combo with his Z-Saber. His initial jump and slash attack is one of my favorites because it has very wide range. Later on, we'll actually upgrade slash downgrade this attack. It still becomes good, but in some ways it's a little bit neutered. But we'll talk about that when we get, I think it's Cooling Boot. So just continue on. Zero does not get any armor upgrades like X does in his run through. He has very limited long-range attacks. To mine, he only has one true long-range attack, which is kind of like a shot of sorts, but you only get like a limited amount of it. But with that, we're done with the first part of Sky Lagoon. Let's go see what the traitor Magma Dragoon is doing. You're in the 14th unit. Why? This doesn't look good, Zero. That Maverick took out the power. What? Then the Sky Lagoon will come crashing down into the ground below. Yes, that was some nice and Pearl talk, and this will destroy the city. We have to do something. It's too late. I must escape now. You best do the same, Zero. Oh shit. I mean, damn. If the Sky Lagoon falls, it'll be disastrous. There's no time. I'm going down. Now, the second act of the Sky Lagoon is going to show how much more, I would say, emotionally impactful Zero's playthrough is, or the stakes are much more higher for Zero. And again, it's going to play almost all the same. The boss fight for Region, or Aragon, however you want to pronounce it. I go back and forth between Aragon and Region, just because Region sounds fancy. But the thing, oh man, I'll just wait until it shows. But we're gonna be, Colonel's still gonna show himself, but we'll get a character that was not in X's playthrough. But if you played Mega Man Extreme 2, that character was in there. So we're almost there. So I'll just wait a few more seconds before I start voicing. I will not try to voice this character very well. Iris, what are you doing here? Are you okay? Zero, did you come to save me? Yes. Oh, hang on. A huge Maverick appeared and... Stay here, Iris. I'll handle it. Is this really one of Ripple Force's? I don't have time to spare. I have to defeat him or else. Now, Iris is the sister to Colonel. I'll just go ahead and say it. And Eregion, or Aragon, whatever, just jump and slash him in the chest. That's really all. He can go down really fast with Zero. So I won't spend too much time. His attacks haven't changed in X, but Iris is the sister of the Colonel, and she's also a love interest to Zero, as odd as that sounds, because they're machines. Even though they do have intelligence and all that emotions, but she's the love interest of Zero, and because of this, Zero's story is again more emotionally impactful. Colonel views, as you can tell in this little dialogue here, Colonel he views Zero, if anything, as a close friend, or at the very least a rival. And of course he's here to save his sister. I only hope she's okay. She's fine. I just rescued her. Oh, thanks, Zero. I owe you one. Colonel, I have a request. I have a question for you. Did your unit attack this place? What are you talking about? Rebel Force came here for help. We weren't involved in the attack. They suspect you've become a maverick. What? Disarm and please come with me to the HQ. Now, right here, this could have all probably been resolved peacefully if Colonel just took Zero's advice, because unless it's his programming, but they have free will. But if Colonel viewed Zero as much of a good friend as it's implied, he should have taken Zero's offer. At the very least, they could have explained his case, and Zero, I'm sure, would have 100% backed Colonel on that as his friend, and also because of Iris. But because Colonel was very hot-headed, and it's described in his, I'll go and talk over this too, but because he's much more hot-headed than General, he doesn't listen, and this just causes Rebel Force big time, because as you could tell in X's playthrough, which I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it, because if you've seen this, I imagine you've seen my X playthrough, but Rebel Force was played by Sigma into rebelling, even though Rebel Force thought they were being falsely accused, which, being falsely accused, and, if they had just pled their case, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. They fear that they're falsely accused, they're just going to go ahead and make their own utopia, and as General says here, it's not a rebellion against humanity, it's just to really get their independence. And Colonel, you little shithead, all you had to do is listen to your good friend, and maybe this all could have been avoided, and Rebel Force would have been decimated. But this game is basically, I feel like the subtitle for this game is The Great Rebel Force War, because for one thing, both sides had friends on both sides, or friends on both sides, Colonel and Zero and Iris, and I imagine X had some friendships in Rebel Force, because some of the people in some of the Rebels in Rebel Force were former hunters. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this. Iris, what are you doing here? My brother Colonel started the coup. I know. Please don't fight against him. This must be some kind of mistake. They've occupied several cities already. As a hunter, I must stop. Zero. I must go now. Action pose. So Iris takes the difficult decision to side with Zero. I imagine probably to try, if she's there, maybe Colonel might listen to reason, but it doesn't work out that way. It only serves to make the story more the stakes get higher. And Zero, I feel like Zero's weakness order for the Mavericks here, it kind of has like I want to say like a Mega Man 3-esque, there's like two chains, because of the way Zero fights with his Z-Saber, he doesn't have long distance attacks, and some of the Mavericks do not, are in the air, and you cannot hit them with certain attacks. And I like to start with Magma Dragoon with Zero, because, fuck the traitor. And what's interesting about this, I didn't know this, but because I've only played the English version of Mega Man X4, I don't know if Mega Man X5 has this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mega Man X6 has it, because we still had a lot of the Japanese stuff in there. But the boss fights have pre-dialogue, just like how Double and Sigma had pre-battle dialogue with X. But the level's going to be pretty much the same. Zero's going to have close range attacks. And what makes Zero very strong, in my opinion, stronger than X, is X only had one. His attacks only hit once unless it was the plasma shot. And if you hit a boss with the plasma shot, then generally they still had invincibility frames after that initial hit. So you didn't really get to rack up the extra damage with X's plasma shot, where Zero's attacks are multi-hit, and because the way Zero's designed, the bosses tend to not have very many invincibility frames until the third hit, if that makes any sense. So if you go 1, 2, and then 3 with the attack, the boss gets invincibility frames after the third hit. Now against normal enemies, they don't have next to no invincibility frames, as you're going to see here. So you saw that with the third slash against that giant ride armor. And not forget to get the heart tank here, and I actually go back and get it once I get the pink ride armor. But the attack has multiple hits, so it's like big slash hits like 3 times, I think. So if you count the number of hits that Zero hits him with, if he gets with the full hit combo, I want to say that he gets 5 hits on the enemy. For X, he only got like one or 2, good hits, depending on what kind of. Well, if you don't count the plasma shot, and also if you're not using small pellet shots in there as well. But Zero just hits a lot more, and then you can cancel. I think it's. I don't know exactly how it's done. I mean, I don't know exactly mastered, but you're kind of dashing with the D-pad, because you double tap the D-pad. Zero will perform a dash, but if you time it right, the moment you dash, you hit the slash button. You'll do the first hit of this 3-hit combo, and then you can cancel that right into a dash, or go right into a dash and repeat the pattern, and then you'll get into this very quick slashing animation. If you master it, it's very disastrous against enemies and I think bosses, but I've never really mastered it, so I've never really put a line on it. And I'm not an expert on the specifics of it, so I'm not an expert on my own ones, but do a little bit of research and you find out it's a very powerful technique, and it goes all the way, I think, even if X6 has it. But as you see, the rod armor stays where exactly it is when you leave it, so you don't have to worry about it. And I'm getting shit knocked out of my rod armor, so I'm not going to have very many hits with this rod armor left. And I'm going to go ahead and have Future Phil put the pre-audio or pre-battle dialogue with the bosses and the translations. Zero, you really answer me, Dragoon. I have no answer for you, for my friend. So yeah, I'll stay a little bit silent before the battle, that way the plays. But very similar, and Dragoon, you're gonna see a little bit more fight with Dragoon without the armor, because it's about to blow up. So Dragoon's attacks, Hadouken, you just want to jump over it. He'll generally do 2 attacks. And don't get so close, because he'll hit you with Shoryuken. When he breathes fire like that, just jump right behind him. And then you can get some free hits in. Now, when he does that attack into the lava, it'll raise the lava up to the back, so you can't use the wall to help you dodge impact. We have one more attack where he'll like breathe fire into the air. You know, he does this on the edges. I don't think I give him an opportunity to use it. But Dragoon can be one of the more fun boss fights. Without his weakness, but I rely on the weaknesses all the time. But Dragoon's weakness with Zero is not Storm Eagle's weapon. It's actually going to be Web Spider's weapon, the Ryujin. But here Dragoon says pretty much the same thing to X, that he couldn't afford to not take on Sigma's offer to fight Zero. So he takes on that offer and he fights Zero, and he dies in the duel that he wanted. So thank you. So we learned Ryujin, which is going to be upward jump, fire, slash, and to use a lot of Zero's attacks, you would have to use the triangle button on the PlayStation controller, or in the case of an Xbox controller, it would be the Y button. So you would hold up and then press triangle, and he'll do his Ryujin. And what makes Zero's special weapons even more unique than the button input is the majority of them, except for one, have unlimited energy. So you can keep on using Ryujin all you want. And in reality, I could have avoided some backtracking by going to Web Spider. Because Web Spider's weakness, you're not going to be able to hit him with it, which would come from Slash Beast. So it would be the same as just fighting him without I forget what it's called, Shupuga, I think, or Slash Beast. But up here, use Ryujin and break that ice, and you get a Heart Tank. Same thing as X, but X has more ice and fire. I didn't really talk about Dragoon very much, but Dragoon, as you can tell, he was a martial artist. He perfected his own form of fist fight, and he was a high-ranking Maverick Hunter commanding the 14th Special Unit. And of course, he became acquainted with X and Zero, the 17th and Zero units respectively. However, Dragoon craved a fight to the death duel with the two legendary Maverick Hunters. Okay, now let me go ahead and go to Frost Walrus, and this is all going to play out the same as my X run through. But Frost Walrus is a little bit in biography, and I'm getting this from the Magma Dragoon. He's very short-tempered, and he was a rowdy Reploid who was destructive behavior, got him marked for disposal as Maverick. However, General did Frost Walrus a solid by saying, hey, you can join my Replo force because we're an army, maybe we can use that destructive force for good. And I imagine Maverick was like, yeah, okay, sure. It's not our problem no more until he makes himself not a problem, which is what happens in this game. This Frost Walrus was saved by Replo Force. So this fight, you're going to see how powerful Zero's special attacks are and how they hit multiple times. So like right there, that probably hit like 3 or 4 times. And when I hit him again at the highest point I can, he dies. That whole bar is about to go goodbye right here. Right there, see? Completely gone. So Zero's attacks are so strong in this game. And I don't know if the developers intended that to happen, or because what they knew Zero was going to be like in X5 story-wise. But Zero, again, you want to be super careful with the guys here, because he doesn't have an... Well, I guess now he does. If he didn't have Ryujin, it might be a little bit trickier to get the weapon tank. The weapon tank isn't really going to be very useful to Zero, even if once you get the what's it called? Rakahoa, I think? Is it Rakahoa? No, it's not Rakahoa. I want to say it's Rakahoa. It's Cyber Peacock's weapon. It's the Giga Attack, which is what... I didn't talk about the Giga Attack in the X playthrough because I never used it. The Nova Strike that X got with the armor, Zero gets something very similar, but he gets 4 shots with it. But enough of that. We'll talk about the Giga Attack once we get that weapon from Cyber Peacock. So make sure you take out these Ice Phoenixes. That's what I call them. I'm sure they have a different name. Take out the metals, and then just continue on. And Zero's attack, really, just because of how wide the range is for all of his attacks, I mean, he literally makes mincemeat out of all these enemies. Their bullets, especially when you get, I believe it's Kolimbu from Storm Eagle, where he can destroy more bullets than normal. And he's so damn freaking good, man. It's so hard to go back to play as X in X4. But we're at Frost Walrus. His weakness is the Ryujin, as expected because he's ice. I'll go ahead and stay silent towards the end of the commentary for the pre-battle commentary quote. I'm gonna let Futurefield deal with that. What's this blonde kid up to? I don't have time for you, Junior. Hey, shut up and fight already. Oh, that's it. You're going down. But yeah, Frost Walrus, when he jumps in the air, just use Ryujin, he falls back, and just rinse and repeat. You can jump behind him, get a few more slashes going, and then once he gets his ice up, use Ryujin. You want to do it when he has the ice up, that way he recoils back. So, and he takes more, he'll still take the full damage of Ryujin, even if he doesn't have the ice, but you want him to recoil back that way, you get a little bit of space going. So, right here, he avoids jumping, but it doesn't matter, he'll recoil back. Now this attack right here, I think I might kill him before he gets it done. Right here, if you use Ryujin when that ice comes down, you'll take it out really quick. So, Ryujin just destroys Frost Walrus and all of his attacks. Super good weapon. It's one of my favorite attacks. It gets the attack that's the same as it in Mega Man X5. It's neutered, and I don't like it as much, but it's still good. So with that, Mega Man X guy, say it. Hayu Ritsuzan. I guess that's how you say it. Yo Retsuzan. But anyways, it's a diving attack with Ice Sickle. So with that, we're done with this part, and I'll catch you in the next part, folks. Later and goodbye.